Hola amigos, hola amigas, soy Dorian de Hooverlux, bienvenido a mi canal solamente de aspiradoras. Welcome, bienvenido, croeso, welcome today. So I got a bit of a double whammy video for you today. I've got a little unboxing and we're going to be working on a vacuum. This arrived this afternoon before I left for work. I left from work. From Sam Watson, so thank you very much, Sam. I got it, and on the address it's got Dorian Deputy Gopher for Hooverlux. So I really laughed at that, and I sent a picture and sent it to him. So he sent me. So well, first of all, I've got to say a big thank you to George. George was visiting family where I live on the weekend, and popped over to see me whilst he was in Grantham visiting family, and he gave me these, which are fantastic. These are dust bags for the Hoover Compact that I picked up on the weekend. So he brought me some spare paper bags. So thank you very much for that. It's really appreciated. Now, this is from Sam Watson, who is currently working on my Hoover Junior, my one from the 80s. And he sent me this. I think I've opened it up wrong. Oh, doesn't matter. And I can see that there's bits in here. So let's have a look and see what he's put in here. Oh, fantastic. Wow. Genuine Hoover Junior belt. The flat belts. That's fantastic. And, oh. Cyclone, Hurricane, Dust Manager, Pure Power belts as well, so that's fantastic. Oh gosh, we've got another one. Some more vacuum belts for the Pure Power. Ah, and some more belts for the Pure Power. Oh my gosh, thank you. We've also got another belt for Pure Power and Vortex model. Why is he sending me all these? That's naughty of him. Thank you. We didn't have to. An Electrolux drive belt. And oh, that's really good. These are the filter kits for the Pure Powers. It's like a smorgasbord of things in here. He's daft. Compact Junior belt. And some more Haribo belts. Oh, we got some bags here for... Alright, okay, this is great. This is the Seniors. What's it got? Concept Seniors Power Plus commercial up bags. I wonder if they'll fit my Nilco. I'll have a look. Some wrapping paper. More wrapping paper. Wrapping paper, wrapping paper, wrapping paper. Oh gosh, just like George gave me some more compact bags. Look at this. It's wonderful. Thank you so much, Sam. That's amazing. A part of a wand for my Miele S7 Dynamic, and and some more bags. This one is for my the Electrolux 170, and I think the 160 they fit as well, so there's some more bags. That's fantastic. Thank you, Sam. And this is what I was looking for, which is a handle for my Miele S7. So the handle is a bit knackered, but it still will come in handy, and it's got a cable on it. So that's all I need now is a one that works. But this will be really good because I'm going to use the parts of it for my Miele S7. So that's fantastic. So I got these and these for the Miele S7. I'm just going to pop these over here. Actually, I'm going to pop you on pause a second. Okay, so the main part of this video is regarding this Hoover Junior. I've had it for months, but I haven't done anything to it, so I think it's time to get this Hoover Junior up and running. This is a budget range of Junior. If you look at the back, I'm just going to lift you up. We've got the cord with the cord hook, and the on-off button is at the top here. That's the on-off button. Swivel cord hook at the top to take the cord off. Very, very short cable on it. And then at the bottom you've got this retractable little cord hook that fits in. So, got the foot operated lowering pedal. Height adjustable at the front. And it's got a squishy bag. Now let me find the model number on this. I just need to recline it. Now this is the issue I'm having, that it's the bellows underneath here are catching when I try to lower the vacuum, so that's something I need to look at. It is model number U1426 206031114, 440 watts, made by Hoover Limited, Great Britain. So this is what we have, this Hoover Junior. It's got the badge and madge on front, the Junior label, which is almost come off it, but the badge of madge is okay. This is fine, but this Hoover Junior logo has practically come off. So I need to take this apart and give it a good clean. So the first thing we're going to do, if I lift you up, is take the bag out. So I just undo the zip, and you'll see we have a paper bag, which has got a lot of grime in it because I haven't done anything to it. That just comes off. Single layer, cheap, non-original bag. So what I'm going to do is put it to one side. Inside it takes H4 bags, it says here, and this is the fill tube. Very, very simple. The fill tube here, and it's just screwed into the bottom here. There. So what I'm going to do is unhook the cord hook from the top, and I need to release the bag. Now there are a couple of things I need to do. First of all, I need to remove this fill tube. So I've got my big workbox because Sam's got the other one. I sent it down to Sam. And this one I got from Aldi. It's fantastic. You can move them all around. So what I'm going to do is remove the lid off this box. There we go. So that's the box open. And I'm now going to the bottom of this bag. There are two screws. Oh God, one of those screws is like completely almost worn out. Okay, let me release that one screw. There's like a little metal bracket behind it. I'll do the same on the other side. And that is the fill tube removed for cleaning. Now I can see 4 screws here. Some of these screws are very, very badly worn. two at the back are longer. Because there's two at the back and then there's two on the side. And now there we go, I can remove the bag off it completely. You can see how the bag is attached to it. I wonder if the bag comes off. Yes. So the bag just comes off that plastic base, like so. So I can wash that, and then I can wash the bag. The spring does come off, but I'm just going to leave the spring on because I'm going to be washing this by hand. I'm not going to need to remove the spring. Inside here I can see wires going down to the motor, and I can see the bag bellows here, which I'm going to pop off. I'm going to have to try and do some repairs to these bellows because it's catching, so I need to find out why it's doing that. The bellows are attached here by a vortical clip. So I'm going to remove this because I need to remove the bellows. And I don't want to damage the bellows, so I'm just going to remove that plastic ring clip and try and remove the bellows off it, which is actually quite hard. Okay. It's absolutely full of crap. Okay, I'm going to pop you on pause a second because I need to wiggle this off without damaging it. Right, I managed to get the bellows off, but they're absolutely filthy. So I need to clean all the crud out from inside here. Right, so the next thing I want to do is to remove the handle, but so like a little plastic cover, which I can see is broken on one side. Go. Let's take that off. I don't think I'm going to be able to remove the handle because the cord goes all the way through it. I'm just going to leave this as it is, to be honest. I'm not going to take it off. Okay, so let's take a look underneath. I'm going to have to remove this cover, so I'm going to remove the button. There we go. And we'll take a look underneath. I'm going to position the camera. So I've positioned you now over. What I need to do is remove these screws for the cover plate. Like so. And if I'm not mistaken, no, this does need a new belt. I thought I'd put a belt on this, I haven't. Here's my scissors. Just cut the belt off. Remove the brush roll. It's in very good condition. It moves really well. Just need a slight clean up that wheel, not too much needing doing to that. Bit of fluff. Remove that for cleaning. Now these are nice and easy to take off because I just need to unhook them. One side. Remove the wire. And then slide this off so that comes off in one piece for cleaning. That's a very good design, that was, so you could remove it easily. Now a couple of screws here to take the top off, I can see. One screw down here. One screw on the other side. And if I flip it over, there we go. Top comes off. There's the rating sticker. Really basic these are, bloody hell. Very basic. There's a piece of sponge in here that dampens the motor. That holds the motor into place. Right. Let's have a look. It's in really good state. This is just very mucky, to be honest. It's going to need a lot of cleaning. What shall I do? What shall I do? Shall I strip it right down and take the motor out to clean it? Or shall I not? It is manky. Stuff it. I'm going to take it apart. Right, first of all I'm going to disconnect the wires off the motor. Blue at the bottom. Brown at the top. There we go, that's the motor. Two brackets holding the handle into place. Over to see what I'm doing. Now that should, with the pedal button off, there we go, pop out. So that's that removed, so I can clean that separately. This leaves us now with just the base of the motor, so I'm going to pop out the foot pedal and the screw. Next I'm going to remove the motor, so there's another bracket, a plastic bracket this time, holding the motor on. What I'm going to try and do with the other Turbopower I had was, what I need to do is try and cushion the motor. So, should, yep, and there we go, and then we just pop out the motor. Very, very simple. There's this piece of sponge in here I'm going to remove because it's absolutely filthy. Get the vacuum. I'm going to remove the bumper, which just kind of slides off. This is the height adjustment that pops out. And then the base. And that's basically it. That's all there is to it. Not much. These are. This is the first time I've taken one of these style apart, and without the big clunking box and whatever, this is a heck of a lot simpler to take apart, I have to say. Very, very nice and easy. Motor is absolutely full of my Gilligan's dog fur, because remember I used this for the fur challenge. And I can see that it's full of doggy hair. Maybe that wasn't a good idea. Let me vacuum out the dog hair. There we go, I've moved all the dog hair out of it. There's a cover on the front of it. There's another cover on the back. I'll give these a clean as well. Definitely. I mean, there isn't anything wedged in it, but it doesn't seem very... I could do with... possibly... if I take these off the motor, there's like these little caps. Take that off there. There we go. That gives me access inside to see the fan. It's a bit chipped, but there's nothing actually wrong with it. can see the armature inside, that's fine. I'll just give it a bit of a clean out. I'll take this and clean this part. I wonder how you actually remove the fan on this. I'll have to ask. It definitely feels like you could do with some lubrication. Feels very stiff actually. Right, so I'm going to get all the parts cleaned and come back to you, and then magically all of this will be lovely and clean. Right, so all the other parts now are drying. I've cleaned them. What I got now here is the hood, which is all nice and clean, but it's terribly scratched. The lettering here which says Junior and the little Hoover roundel, that's practically come off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to buff it, but I'm going to mask off the badge of Madge, and I'm going to mask off the height levels, but I'm not going to mask off this. I'm going to polish over it. So the first thing I need to do is to cover these decals. So I got some frog tape, which I find the best. It's practically the level that I want. I just have to measure out the length. I'm going to try and cut it so there we go. So that's Hoover on the badge, masked off, make sure it's stuck on well. Next I wanted to cover these. And I just keep trimming down. Till I get the desired size. Okay. Let me just get my knife. Found them. There we go. That'll protect that as well. Okay, so those two areas are now covered off. What I've got is the cutting compound. And this came with the pads that I bought, so I'm going to use the yellow, which is the coarse one. So I've got here, and my buffing machine, which I'm going to get now. Oh, here it is, not the other one. So I'm just going to pop that on. Okay, test it. And I'm going to dab a little bit of my V36 cutting polish. Rub it into the pad. And give it a go. So I've done about 6 passes over it. If I just take a cloth, it's definitely made a bit of a difference, but there's a lot of deep scratches, so I'm just going to keep going back and forth. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put some of the V36 on the edge of it. So there we go. Try it now. So that has done 6 back and 4 passes. Now I'm going to do it to the front. Whatever you do, don't push down on the angle grinder, just guide it. Okay, so I'm going to go back over the front. Okay, so we've done the front part. Now I'm going to do this top part here. I'm just going to put a tiny amount of cutting polish on it. Just a little bit on there. Take my cloth, I am really impressed. This is the first time I've done it with a vacuum cleaner before. I mean, there's a lot of deep scratches on it, but it's definitely, compared to the sides I haven't done yet, it's definitely made such a difference to the finish on it. That's why you've got to be so careful, because that Junior decal's gone. You've got to make sure that your tape is stuck down at all times. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to work on the sides. So for this I'm going to put a tiny little bit of cutting polish on the side. and do it sideways. I'm going to do it on the far side here. And the other one. Okay, I'm going to now work on the back part, which is a bit awkward. Could do with an extra pair of hands. Right. There are on here a lot of deep scratches. Which I don't know how it's going to come out. And can you see there all the scratches? I'll try it again. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put another piece of tape over this because it's starting to fray at the edges. So I'm just going to cut myself another piece of frog tape. To re-stick over there. And I'm going to try this piece here with a little bit more polish. And see how we get on. Right. I don't want to go any further with the course because there's big chunks of scratches on this plastic, and I'm afraid if I go any further I'm going to start damaging the plastic rather than trying to restore it. I mean, look at the difference. Incredible. So that is the coarse one. What I'm going to do now is pop you on pause a second. What I have here is some Chemical Guys butter wet wax, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit of this on here. I'm using a clean sponge. I'm going to rub this butter wet wax into the plastic. Leave that there. Then use this buffing cover, pad, whatever you call it. And I'm going to use this to buff the wax off. So I haven't used this on the car because I do it by hand, so I'm just going to tie up this onto my buffing machine. There we go. And we buff it off on speed 1. There we go. Now I was going to grab a nice clean cloth. Gilligan. I'm going to peel off these. I don't know if you can see, look at the difference. I'm going to spray on some of my Glisten spray wax. There's a little bit of residue. And there we go. That has improved the aesthetic of that a lot. I've ordered some small sort of like drill bits and stuff for this, so I can use it to do my drill, because it is rather a big machine. There we go. Look at that. I mean, this has got a lot of scratches on it, and I mean, I'd have to, I don't know how the heck to get rid of all of the deep scratches on it, but to improve, I've definitely improved the look of it by using the polishing wheel. You can see the area which got missed out, but I'm sorry. I need to keep the, not have that damaged at all. It was bad enough that I lost Junior written off it, but that was already partly off anyway. So there we go. Still a lot of scratches, but you're seeing it up close. If you see it from a distance, which you'll see in one of the, when I put it all back together vids, you'll see that it's definitely going to look a lot better and sound a lot better, because I did it in the demo for the fur test, and it was making one heck of a noise, so it'll definitely do from this cleanup. So there we go. So that is that done. Now I need to get the rest of the bits and we can put it all back together. Okay, so this is the base and the handle gubbings, which are still mucky. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use some wet wipes and give them a bit of a clean out. Okay, so we're back and it's been a few days. All the parts are now clean and ready to be put back together. I've cleaned up the motor and tidied that up, so that now is ready to go back in as well. The brush roll as well, that's all been tidied up, that's all ready to go back on. Now the only thing I need to do is to finish off cleaning this. I've cleaned all the marks off the bumper, but it needs some of the plastic polish putting on there, so I'm going to do that. Now in regards to this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to rub the polishing machine over the back of this and the sides, and also on the handle, because I'm not going to completely strip this down. So that is what I'm going to do now. So I'll come back to you once this is all cleaned up. Okay, so that is now all polished and cleaned. You can see the handle. Looks a lot better. There's still some surface scratches in there, but I didn't want to go too far. This plastic isn't exactly so thick, but it's definitely brought back a shine to it anyway. So let's start putting this back together. Now, here I have the base, pretty straightforward, and the motor. Let me get the motor parts. Now what I have to do with this is put this cover back on, like so, and fit the clamps back in. One. 2, and 3. There we go. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put these on and then get the motor seated into position. Okay, so we've got the motor in fitted, nice and tight, that ain't going anywhere, sealed in, and I put the bracket across. Now I've put a little bit of grease on these, which are the point where it fits onto the handle, so it's not going to be so graty and grindy. What I need to do now is I'm going to put these bellows on, because they're quite hard actually to get on, so I'm going to do that now out the way. So that was a lot easier to get on. I put a tiny little bit of grease inside so I could slide it on, and that made it a heck of a lot easier. Now I'm going to put a band around it to secure it, making sure it's on correctly. There we go, that's all nice and tight. I'm going to cut off the excess. There we go. So that's the motor and the bellows put back on. Next I'm going to put this on. Now that shouldn't cause any issues. If I pop the bellows on around there, that is now no longer catching on the back of it. Perfect. So now I got that on, I need to put the brackets on for these. So there's 2 brackets and 4 screws. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cover them in 2 tiny little strips of this to stop any more further wearing. So I just need to measure them out. Put that over, put the bracket over, secure it in. I'm going to do the same on this side. Okay, now I'm going to screw these on. Oh, do you know what I forgot? Like a nutter. Duh. Is the foot pedal. Nice clean foot pedal. Go. Put this one in first to hold the foot pedal into place. Okay, right, let me just clean up down in here. So the next thing I need to do now is to fit the bumper to the cover. And it would help if I had it the right way around. On the right part! Duh! Right. Let's get the cover on. Oh, Dorian, what do you like? So just follow it around. Make sure it fits down in all the parts correctly. There we go. Let's just check on the other side. Perfect. Now I'm going to use some of my mother's just rub it in around the side just to bring the colour back to it. In the front. Now the last side. Excellent. There we go. Now I'm going to fit a nice shiny top back into it. Actually, before I do that, I'll tell you what I'm going to put in along there. Put this cover on. There we go. That's on. That's it, it's on. Now I just have to tighten it up. Which is a screw down in here. And down on the other side. Slide this in while it's there. Tiny little piece broke off there. It doesn't seem to be causing any issues. Okay, right, that's in there. Now, I forgot to clean the button, so I'll just give the button a bit of a wipe. And pop this on. There we go. I'm going to spray a tiny little bit of down into the wheels. And we're going to put this spring back on. Down on that side. Down in that hole. There we go. That's the height adjuster on. It definitely moves a lot smoother than it did before. Right, so to finish off the underneath, I think we should put a belt and a brush roll. Let me just get a belt. Okay, so there we go. There I've got the belt in and the brush roll. Now, you just close it up. This plastic bit here is broken off, so what I'm going to do is, it's going to be very hard for me to repair this, so I'm just going to I'm going to remove this. You can see here it's broken, so I'm going to remove it. Okay, I've done that. So now fit this in, make sure they fit underneath. There we go. Four screws to put this on. So there we go, that's all that done. So let's switch it on and just test it. Yep, that works fine. That definitely sounds a lot better than it did before. Okay, so I'm going to unplug it. And just going to rub. I've got some, it's some Demon Shine. This one, Spray on Shine. Just makes it look a little bit better. And the last thing I need to do is to put a little bit of this spray down in the wheels. There we go, better. Right, so we've done the bottom of it, the underneath, that's all nice and done, finished. Now we've got to get the bag back on here. And I got the cord wrapped around it about 6 times. So here's the bag. Lovely and clean and smells very nice. Now, what I'm going to do, I can see from the blue here, compared to the blue here, this one is faded quite a lot. So I was wondering about actually dipping it in some Dialon blue dye, cold water dye, just to see if it would bring the blue out of it. But I haven't tried it yet, so if any of you guys have tried it, please let me know what the results were, what you thought of it. So I got to get this base plate back in to the bottom. So I'm just trying to work out. Yep, that's the way. That goes there. That goes there. Just going to pull that a bit tighter. There we go. So that is the way that goes on, and what it actually does is then fit in here. Like no, that's definitely the way. Okay. All right, okay. Right. So there was 2 long ones which went in at the back. These ones are slightly longer and slightly thicker. God, the thread's almost worn out on these. And there's two more that fit, one there. I can't see a thing. One there. And the bag fits through here and then seals on the top of the oh god, this thing, forgotten what it's called. Bellows, that's it, bloody hell. So just put a tiny little grease around the outside of that for it to seal in better. And you slide it into the bellows. Excellent. And then we got these screws that hold it into place. Oh yeah, sorry, yeah. I need to put these on first, then slide the bellows in. Really? That can't be right. Okay. Golden pen and this bloody thing's complicated. Right, okay, I've got it. Very simple design to it. Right, now the bag fits over. Excellent, and I can clip the top of the spring onto there. And there we go. Let's just make sure. Now before I couldn't, the bellows, see they're not catching on it anymore. And I'm positive that was due to the amount of crap that was stuck and wedged in between these bellows. Now it just reclines extremely smoothly with no tip, and even supports its own weight because it's so light at the top. Looking good, looking good, looking good, feeling great. So what I need to do now is to put a bag on it. So hang on, don't even bother asking what bag I'm going to put on it. I'm going to put one of these fleecy bags on it. So let me tuck the bag in into my Kirby-esque. Zip it up. Plug her in. and switch her on. That sounds so much better. So the last thing I got to do is put this little cover on, so I'm very quickly going to just polish it very quickly, clean up this and give it a quick wipe over, put in an air freshener. Oh, by the way, I love these air fresheners. The only places I've been able to see them were on, well, you can get them on Amazon, but I've seen them in the shops in Savers, a couple of the pound shops, but I haven't seen them for absolutely ages. They're like these little fake, like Hoover ones. They smell amazing. So I put these in all my bags, and sometimes the lavender bag ones, because they smell so nice. But I bought the last 4 packs in Savers. I couldn't find them anywhere else. So I've got about 6 of these packs left, and there's 6 in a pack. So maybe they'll have more stock in, or maybe they're not going to make them anymore, I don't know. So right, so like I said, let me get this sorted and we'll do a quick demo. Okay, so what we have here is the sawdust and porridge oats. Look at that shine. Shines like new. Twist down the top hook, release the handle, put the little cord back in, plug it in. Let's release the handle and let's see how she performs. that now sounds and performs so much better than before the refurb. You can still see there's a lot of deep scratches in it, but it is nice and shiny. Looks fantastic. The bag, yes, I guess I could sort of like dip it in some blue dye just to bring the blueness back on it, but I don't know how it would cope with the pink. Whether it would completely get rid of the pink, I don't know. Something I'll have to decide on doing for it. But yes, I am extremely pleased with this. Really quite simple to work on. I'm quite surprised. I'm quite pleased. Just going to wind the cord back up on this. There's a wandering Shih Tzu. There we go. Winding the cord back on, not too tight. I don't want to break the bottom of the cord. Very short cord on it, that's the only negative thing. It's definitely a budget range. No cord, no nothing. I did lose the Junior that was written on here, but it was half off anyway, so it didn't really make any difference, to be honest. But yeah, I'm really glad to have this in the collection, nice and shiny. The next one I'm going to work on is pretty much identical. Well, it is identical to it, I think. I'll check, but in a different colour. This has all the logos on it in excellent condition, so I'm going to be very, very, very careful when it comes to polishing this. Let me go back to the rating sticker. VAC information sticker. So we have, come on focus, Hoover model U1426, 440 watts, U1426, 206, blah blah blah, Hoover. So that's for U1426, 440, and this one is the U1650. Where's the volts? Where's the watts? I think this is a bit more powerful. I think it's 650 watts max. Yeah, it just has the one speed. So anyway, so that is the one I'm going to be working on next, starting tomorrow when I finish work. But yes, I am very pleased with this Turbopower Junior. Hang on, it's not focusing again. I had to pause you for a second, don't know why. Very pleased. Oh, I just can't stop looking at it because it looks so nice compared to what it was. It was ready for the tip before now. So thank you very much for watching, and I hope you found it useful at all in any of the aspects of the polishing, the maintenance, or the restoration of them. Don't chuck them, have a go, see if you can fix them. It's worth it in the end. I'm really pleased with that. The results are very good, and I'm sure I'll get better as I do it more. So please like, if you'd like to subscribe, please comment, let me know what you think, and I will see you all very soon for the next video. Thank you everybody, bye bye.